Street instincts once helped Gervonta Davis survive, but to become one of the most explosive forces in professional boxing, instinct alone was not enough. What elevated his power to another level was control, trained and reinforced day after day. In Florida, his daily life follows a tightly organized rhythm, structured, repetitive, and deliberate, much like the way he builds a fight. This home allows him to train with focus and recover in calm, removing distractions so discipline and rest exist side by side. And from this present moment, the career journey behind him begins to come into focus. Gervonta Davis was born on November 7, 1994, in Baltimore, Maryland, an environment where structure was scarce and discipline had to be learned deliberately. At 5 years old, he began training at Upton Boxing Center under Calvin Ford. The gym quickly became a constant in his life, offering order where little else did. As a teenager, Davis attended Digital Harbor High School but eventually dropped out, choosing boxing as his only direction. His amateur career reflected that commitment. Between 2006 and 2008, he won 3 consecutive National Silver Gloves championships. In 2012, he captured the National Golden Gloves title, along with 2 National Junior Olympics gold medals and 2 ringside world championships. He finished his amateur career with a 206-15 record built through repetition rather than attention. Davis turned professional in early 2013, winning his debut bout against Desi Williams by first-round knockout. Progress came quickly. By mid-2014, he was 8-0, and through 2015, he remained undefeated, becoming the first fighter to stop Israel Suarez and Alberto Mora. In 2016, wins over Guillermo Avila and Mario Antonio Macias extended that streak and reinforced his reputation as a finisher. The first major turning point came in early 2017. Davis challenged undefeated Jose Pedraza for the IBF super featherweight title and won by 7th-round knockout. He defended the belt against Liam Walsh by stoppage, but soon after was stripped of the title for failing to make weight. The episode revealed an early pattern: elite ability paired with inconsistent control. He still won his next fight against Francisco Fonseca, but the warning was clear. In March 2018, Davis regained momentum by knocking out Jesus Cuellar in the 3rd round to claim the WBA super featherweight title. He successfully defended the belt in 2019 against Hugo Ruiz and Ricardo Núñez. Later that year, he moved up to lightweight and defeated Yuriorkis Gamboa to win the WBA lightweight title, signaling a shift toward multi-division competition. In October 2020, Davis reached one of his most visible career moments. He defended his lightweight title against Leo Santa Cruz, stopping him and simultaneously capturing Santa Cruz's WBA super featherweight belt. The victory confirmed his appeal on boxing's biggest stages. In June 2021, Davis moved up again, this time to super lightweight, to face undefeated WBA champion Mario Barrios. He won via technical knockout. Later that year, he returned to lightweight and fought Isaac Cruz, going 12 rounds for the first time in his career and winning by unanimous decision, an important display of restraint and endurance. His 2022 campaign consisted of 1 fight, a successful lightweight title defense against Rolando Romero. In early 2023, he defeated undefeated WBA super featherweight champion Hector Garcia via corner retirement in the 8th round, showing patience rather than urgency. Alongside his career, Davis repeatedly faced legal issues from 2017 onward, including assault accusations, arrests related to physical altercations, domestic violence charges, and a 2021 hit-and-run incident in Baltimore. These incidents did not erase his achievements, but they consistently threatened his stability and forced pauses in momentum. At this stage, Davis's career is no longer driven purely by knockouts. Championships opened doors, but discipline now determines how long they remain open. His path has narrowed from chaos to control, setting the foundation for the life he is building today. And that shift is clearest in his Florida home, a space built to support structure, routine, and control beyond the ring. Mansion in Florida. From above, the Parkland estate shows its full scale at once. A wide Mediterranean-style mansion sits between water and open green, with terracotta roofs, curved lines, and a layout that spreads outward across the land. Set along a private golf course, the house feels calm and contained. For Gervonta Davis, this Florida home functions as a controlled environment, designed to protect focus and keep daily life steady between fights. Completed in 2017, the nearly 9,000-square-foot residence sits on one of Parkland's most secluded stretches, overlooking the private golf course. Two separate entrances guide arrivals away from direct exposure, leading into a driveway that feels intentionally removed. Even before stepping inside, the house establishes its first rule. Movement is controlled, access is filtered, and privacy comes before display. The interior opens upward instead of outward. Ceilings rise close to 30 feet, allowing light to travel freely across floors without creating emptiness. Glass is used generously, but never carelessly. Views toward the green landscape remain open, while interior sightlines are structured to avoid unnecessary overlap between shared and private spaces. The home feels expansive without feeling exposed. At the core of the layout, daily life unfolds with discipline. The main living areas flow naturally into one another, anchored by an open kitchen designed for use rather than performance. Wide marble counters, integrated appliances, and clean cabinetry support routine meals and recovery periods. This is not a kitchen built for hosting crowds. It is built for consistency, repetition, and control. Beyond the interior, the outdoor living area functions as an extension of that same rhythm. A resort-style pool sits at the center of the backyard, framed by stone decking and palms that soften the edges without overwhelming the space. Covered seating areas divide the patio into quiet zones, places to sit, stretch, recover, or simply remain still. At night, discrete lighting and water features shift the atmosphere, turning movement into calm without drawing attention. Vertical separation plays a critical role in how the house is lived in. Staircases are not decorative transitions, they mark changes in purpose. Shared areas remain grounded, while private spaces rise above them. Bedrooms sit away from the noise of daily activity, reinforcing rest as a protected priority rather than an afterthought. The master suite occupies a secluded upper level, positioned for both privacy and perspective. From here, views stretch across the golf course and down toward the pool, offering distance from the structure below. A private staircase leads upward again, to a rooftop observatory that exists less as a feature and more as a pause. It is a space for quiet observation, not spectacle. Inside the home, function defines every room. A private gym supports training without interruption. An office provides separation between work and recovery. A dedicated movie theater offers controlled downtime, contained and predictable. Each space exists for a reason, and none overlap unnecessarily. This organization minimizes distraction and preserves energy between fights. Even transitional spaces follow the same logic. Walk-in closets are expansive but ordered, designed to reduce decision fatigue rather than showcase excess. Bathrooms emphasize symmetry, light, and ease of movement. Materials remain consistent throughout the house, reinforcing continuity instead of contrast. The four-car garage stays discreet, positioned for access rather than attention. Vehicles move in and out without becoming part of the home's identity. Everything here serves the same objective: limit noise, preserve structure, and maintain focus. In Parkland, this mansion is not a symbol of arrival. It is a controlled space where Gervonta Davis protects routine, limits distraction, and resets between fights. The house exists to support focus, recovery, and discipline, quietly preparing him for what comes next, rather than celebrating what has already been won. When training intensifies, Davis spends time in Las Vegas, where his days become simpler and fully centered on preparation. House in Las Vegas. If the Florida mansion is about scale and containment, Gervonta Davis's Las Vegas home is about precision. It sits inside a quiet, gated community, low and composed, with clean lines and desert-toned walls that blend into the landscape rather than stand apart from it. From the street, nothing here signals spectacle. The house keeps its profile flat, controlled, and deliberately restrained, more shelter than showcase. This is a modern single-story residence, measured in proportion rather than height. The layout stretches horizontally, allowing movement to remain grounded and direct. There are no dramatic staircases, no visual dominance. Instead, the house organizes daily life on one level, reducing friction and conserving energy. At just under 3,600 square feet, the space feels intentional, not expansive for its own sake. Inside, the atmosphere shifts immediately. Light enters evenly through wide glass openings, softening the sharpness often associated with modern design. Premium flooring runs consistently throughout the house, creating continuity between rooms without forcing attention. Nothing interrupts the flow. Walls remain calm, surfaces uncluttered, and sightlines clear. At the center of the home, the kitchen functions as an anchor rather than a stage. A waterfall island defines the space with clean edges and solid presence, offering both utility and quiet confidence. This is a kitchen designed for repetition. Meals prepared without ceremony, schedules maintained without distraction. Appliances disappear into cabinetry. Storage is generous but hidden. The room works without asking to be admired. Living areas connect naturally to the kitchen, forming a shared zone that supports everyday rhythm. Furniture placement feels guided by movement rather than symmetry. This is a space meant to be lived in continuously, not reset for guests. Conversations happen here, recovery happens here, and long stretches of silence are allowed without feeling empty. The private quarters follow the same logic. Bedrooms are positioned to provide separation without isolation. Each room holds its own identity, yet none compete for dominance. The primary suite leans toward calm rather than luxury, soft light, controlled views, and enough space to breathe without excess. Spa-style bathrooms continue this theme, using clean finishes, LED mirrors, and balanced lighting to support routine rather than indulgence. One of the most defining features of the house is the next-gen suite, set apart with its own entrance. This space functions independently, offering flexibility without intrusion. It can serve as a guest area, a workspace, or a quiet extension of daily life, useful, adaptable, and intentionally detached. Even the garage follows the house's broader philosophy. The four-car epoxy-finished space is durable, practical, and discreet. Outside, the property maintains the same controlled restraint. Landscaping is minimal and desert-adapted, reducing maintenance and visual noise. The backyard functions as a quiet buffer, open enough to ease the body, contained enough to protect privacy, allowing brief pauses without interrupting daily rhythm. In Las Vegas, Gervonta Davis's home reflects a more restrained discipline. Unlike the Florida estate, this space is designed to remove noise rather than contain it. The layout is clear, efficient, and purpose-driven, supporting a life that moves forward quietly, without excess. That same preference for control and function carries into how Davis moves day to day, through the cars he chooses to drive. Car collection. The Chevrolet Corvette C8. Stingray shows the most straightforward side of Gervonta Davis. The car is low, compact, and quick to respond, much like the way he reacts when he sees an opening in the ring. It requires focus and attention from the driver, not comfort or patience. With a price around $70,000, the Corvette is not about luxury. It is about movement, fast decisions, clean execution, and getting from point A to point B without hesitation. The Conquest. Night. 15 serves a very different purpose. Tall, armored, and heavy, it is built for protection rather than speed. Valued at approximately $500,000, this vehicle allows Davis to move through public spaces with distance and security. It reflects a more cautious side of his life, shaped by experience and exposure. The message here is simple. As his visibility increased, safety became a priority, and control began with reducing risk. The Lamborghini Aventador is reserved for moments when presence matters. Its sharp design and loud profile make it impossible to ignore. Priced around $400,000, the car functions as a statement rather than a daily tool. It aligns with periods in Davis's career when dominance is meant to be visible, when showing confidence and success is part of the role. Like his knockouts, the impact is quick and unmistakable. For everyday movement, Davis relies more on the Lamborghini Urus. The Urus combines speed with practicality, allowing him to keep a steady routine without sacrificing performance. At roughly $230,000, it fits training schedules, travel, and daily obligations. This is the car that supports consistency, fast enough to feel sharp, stable enough to handle repetition. The Rolls-Royce Cullinan represents a calmer phase of control. High, quiet, and well-insulated, it removes urgency from travel. With a price near $350,000, the Cullinan is not meant to draw attention. Instead, it provides separation and privacy. It allows Davis to slow down, limit access, and move at his own pace, reflecting a stage where control matters more than speed. Together, these cars reflect choice, not excess. Each one shows how Gervonta Davis manages speed, safety, and distance as his career matures, turning movement into a controlled decision rather than instinct. Those choices are supported by his income, shaped by fight purses, titles, and career earnings. Income and net worth. With an estimated net worth of $10 million, Gervonta Davis built his finances through timing, leverage, and control, with major paydays arriving once demand aligned with exposure. Early in his career, Davis typically earned between $100,000 and $500,000 per fight, even while holding major belts like the IBF Super Featherweight and WBA titles. Those championships raised his profile, but they did not yet bring million-dollar paydays. That changed in April 2023. Davis faced Ryan Garcia in a bout that redefined his earning power. The guaranteed purse alone placed him ahead of most of his peers, $5 million guaranteed, regardless of outcome. Ticket sales generated approximately $20 million at the gate, confirming the fight's commercial scale. More importantly, the fighters agreed to a 50-50 split of pay-per-view profits, a structure that shifted earnings from fixed pay to upside participation. The result was decisive. Although Davis lost the bout on paper, the financial outcome favored leverage over result. His share of the pay-per-view revenue likely added around $10 million, bringing his total earnings from the fight to roughly $15 million, by far the largest payday of his career. In one night, Davis earned more than many champions do across several title defenses. Money did not arrive all at once in Davis's career. It arrived when position met timing. The numbers now follow his decisions, not his belts, marking the point where earning power finally caught up with presence. With that financial foundation in place, the next question is how Davis uses it beyond boxing. Let's take a closer look. Philanthropy. For Gervonta Davis, philanthropy is not about visibility. He has no personal foundation and avoids publicity, choosing direct, practical support focused on Baltimore and its community. A central part of that giving goes to Upton Boxing Center, the gym where Davis first trained as a child. Over several years, he has contributed an estimated $25,000 to $40,000 per year to help cover equipment, maintenance, and operating costs, ensuring the gym remains accessible to local youth. The goal is simple: keep the doors open and the structure intact. Davis has also covered training expenses for young boxers, including gloves, shoes, and monthly fees. Local coaches estimate this support at $30,000 to $50,000 annually, distributed quietly to families who would otherwise struggle to afford consistent training. During major holidays, particularly Thanksgiving and Christmas, Davis has funded food and gift drives in Baltimore. These efforts typically range from $20,000 to $50,000 per event, providing groceries, clothing, and basic assistance through local contacts rather than national organizations. In moments of crisis, his help has been more targeted. After incidents of gun violence in the city, Davis has sent direct financial support to affected families, often $5,000 to $15,000 per household, with total contributions exceeding $60,000 over time. He has also assisted at-risk teenagers connected to the boxing community, covering short-term living or school-related expenses. Individual support in these cases has ranged from $5,000 to $10,000, totaling roughly $40,000 to $60,000. After all of these actions, Davis comes across as someone who separates help from recognition. He gives when he sees a need, covers the cost, and steps away. There is no attempt to build an image, only a habit of handling responsibility quietly and directly. That same preference for privacy and control also defines how Davis lives his personal life, away from cameras and competition. Personal life. Today, Gervonta Davis lives a life built around control and repetition. Work remains the center. His days are organized by training schedules, recovery sessions, and planning future fights. He treats boxing as a full-time job, not a lifestyle accessory. Media appearances are limited, chosen carefully, and usually tied directly to competition. Family plays a stabilizing role. Davis is closely connected to his children and prioritizes private family time away from public attention. Home is where structure holds. Meals, routines, and rest are kept simple and predictable. He avoids exposing his family life to cameras, choosing separation instead of display. Cars remain one of his few personal outlets. Driving is not about showing status, but about control and reset. Depending on the day, he chooses vehicles that offer speed, protection, or calm. It's a way to clear his head, manage energy, and move without interruption. Outside of work, Davis keeps his family life deliberately private. He rarely shares photos or details on social media, but he is widely known as a devoted husband and a hands-on father. Home time is protected and routine-driven. Quiet meals, rest, and recovery matter far more to him than nightlife or constant public attention, helping him keep life stable and focused. His personal world today is built on routine and protected family time, with privacy treated as a necessity rather than a choice. Gervonta Davis moves forward as a disciplined professional, a present father, and someone intent on keeping control in a career and a life that leaves little room for error. If you enjoyed stepping inside Gervonta Davis's world, don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and share your thoughts in the comments. Which part of his lifestyle surprised you most? And whose story should we explore next in our journey through the homes and lives of today's most talked about figures?